Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver
Bix Weir
now.
at roadrooter.com. Quick update on Saturday, October, 19th? What is today? 18th. 2025. For you private road members, yesterday I posted a great discussion with Jenny talking about the future of silver, what's going on right now, and we dive into this cartoon from 1981, the same time the Road to Ruta first documents came out talking about gold in the Grand Canyon. We had a Yogi Bear, the Great American Treasure Hunt, where do they find the gold? Take a guess. When Ronald Reagan says, we got to find this gold to save America. Same spot in the Grand Canyon. Unbelievable. Well, very believable. It's obvious. At some point, it just becomes obvious. To me, it's obvious. So go check that out. Very interesting look at that comic book. What was the meaning? Why did they do it? And Jenny, she just nails it again. Go check that out. All right. So this is what I want to talk about. It's going to be a quick one today. Everybody and their mother says, oh, the London market is broken, so they're going to fly over silver over there, and everything will be fine. First of all, the London market isn't broken. The London market is just starting to react like a true market, a free market. When there's nothing left, there should be higher prices. When there's no silver left to deliver, there should be a much higher price. The problem is the U.S. market, the derivatives market, that is the broken one. And I'm going to go through a couple of the mouthpieces of the cabal, the official silver spokespeople, like Metals Focus. Metals Focus comes out and says, a silver squeeze hits the market. Last Friday, the silver market faced an unprecedented situation. Short-term lease rates surged. First of all, that should have nothing to do with the price of silver. Are we pricing silver, or are we pricing derivatives of silver? Because that is the core essence of manipulation. If you're going to use derivatives to manipulate the price of silver, then you don't have a free silver market, period. Exclamation point. If short-term lease rates are spiking because somebody sold silver and didn't have it to deliver, that is the definition of a rigged market. That is not a free market. Even the first three CFTC investigations on silver manipulation, the number one thing they pointed to is that the futures and options market, the COMEX, was in line with the real physical market at the LBMA. Well, now it's not. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, CFTC, who has no employees anymore because they all left and the only person there came from Citigroup? It's so insane. No, the LBMA is not broken. The COMEX is broken. The rigging part of these exchanges have such a tiny thing to do with physical silver, and they can't even accomplish that. They can't even deliver the tiny amounts that they're asked to deliver. The London Metals Exchange, or it's not an exchange, the LBMA, which is an association, supposedly trades 250 million ounces of silver every day. And people in the U.S. are jumping up and down, oh, thank God we're going to solve the market problem in London by shipping over 20 to 30 million ounces. No, 250 million a day are transferred. Now, are they fake? Well, that's something we should know. Because if you can't deliver it, the price should be skyrocketing. It's going up in London compared to the U.S. It's not skyrocketing. Why not stop trading 250 million ounces? Transferring 250 million ounces a day. And that's a net transfer. They're probably doing over 1 billion ounces a day in fake transfers. It's a con game. It's a shell game. And just now in London, people are starting to pick up the shell and say, where's the silver? There's no silver here. That's the way a market should work, and the price should be skyrocketing. Instead, they look at, there's a contango between you can buy silver in the U.S. and fly it over to London and get $3 extra per ounce. How the reality of doing something like that to solve a problem where they trade 250 million ounces per day with 20 to 30 million ounces is going to cover the problem. No. And by the way, each one of those missed deliveries, they throw in lease silver, which is just kicking the can down a little farther. You got to return that silver at the end of the lease. It is insane what is happening right now. If you're a silver investor, good on you. Good on you. Do I think they'll get it under $49 again? Maybe. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't care. I'm looking for a 1-to-1 gold-silver ratio. Is what it should have been by now. It should have been this way back probably in the early 1900s when we found all that gold. But now definitely. And wait till the world finds out there's 100 times or 10 times at least more gold than they're saying. Wait till that happens. We'll see what all the gold bugs say. I'm not an anti-gold bug, and I think gold will make a great form of money in the United States because it's constitutional money. So will silver. But they'll be valued 1-to-1. 1-to-1 because there's less silver than there is gold, believe it or not. But the bankers have all the gold, so they allowed the price to go up. Bankers don't have any silver, so they don't allow the price to go up. It's so obvious when you look at it. I am seeing a lot more Twitter talk about silver. It's so easy to understand the market. Keep it up, guys. Some of the information is good, some's bad. The key is people like this, Jeff Christian, the mouthpiece. Not until you have basically the Silver Institute, Metals Focus, and Jeff Christian. They're running the smoke screen. They're trying to. They're doing a piss poor job of it. Here's Jeffrey Christian telling you that the LBMA and the COMEX doesn't need any physical silver at all, which is an admission. Yeah, it doesn't because it's a rigged market, 100%. Listen to what he says. He's done this before. He's such an idiot. Listen to this.
In London, there is less need for that physical metal. And you haven't heard promoters talking about that. But it's a critical issue to pay attention to because you don't necessarily need physical metal to back up derivatives. Derivatives, by definition, I mean, it's the word, are derivatives. They're derived, their value is derived from physical assets, stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities, but they don't necessarily need physical assets to back them up.
So he's saying we don't need any physical to determine the price of silver on the exchanges. That is completely contrary to what the law in the United States is for trading commodities. You do have to have physical silver. And that the derivative price that he's talking about cannot affect or lead the price of silver. That's the law. And good old Jeff Christian is just another brain fart from him. Thank you, Jeff. Just keep it up. Let's see what else he has to say.
In some markets, like equities in the United States, you do. In other markets, like any commodity, you don't. They say the world's running out of silver. But even with that 18 million ounce decline in COMEX inventories, they're about 512 million ounces right now, as of yesterday and the day before. They had topped out at 530 million ounces at the end of September. They're down to about 512. Earlier in this week, they were 520, which was 63% greater than the inventories reported by COMEX.
What he's not telling you is that 500 million ounces are all spoken for. The vast majority are seen as eligible but not registered. It can't be delivered until it gets into the registered category. So about, I don't know what it was, 350 million or so. So there's 150 left. We will probably deliver between the next 3 months, close to 150 million. We're going to hit 30 million. We're already at 30 million. We're over 30 million for a non-delivery month. Next month is a non-delivery month. We'll probably hit 40 million this month, and then probably 40 or 50 next month, and then over 100. So maybe we'll do 200 million if the market stays together, because December is a delivery month. We're easily going to surpass 50, maybe even surpass 100 for the first time. But Jeff Christian says, oh, you don't even need physical in these markets. Then why call it a silver market? Then where is the silver market? How do we price How do we find price out of a silver market? I thought it was the LBMA, is what all the mouthpieces said. LBMA is the physical market. Well, the LBMA doesn't have any silver anymore. So that's not a silver market. Jeff says, hey, the comics isn't a silver market. It's all derivatives. I agree with you. But it shouldn't be setting the price. It shouldn't even be influencing the price. Because it's illegal under commodity law. And Jeff knows that, or he should know it. So they roll his jackass out. And I call him a jackass because he used to give he still does, gives the guys that got it. He called me a tinfoil hat guy all the time. I'm like, do a little research, Jeff. And stop lying to the people. Anyway, I'm a little riled today. More interesting, Australia now is saying we got to do massively more solar panels. Anybody who you hear that's saying silver is decreasing in the solar every year, tell them to get a life, because they're lying to people through their teeth. We'll do 400 million ounces this year in silver, double what the Silver Institute says, double what Jeffrey Christian says. But it doesn't matter. And truthfully, that doesn't matter to me either, because all I want is silver to be freely traded. If they're going to keep the price low, keep making all these solar panels. Save the world. By 2050, they'll use every single ounce on the planet, and silver will be gone for anything you want. All the above ground silver and all the below ground silver will be gone if they keep it this pace. But hey, no big deal, right? Price drinking doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt markets. No. It's insane. Let's see what they did last month, or yet on Friday. We're seeing here, maybe it's not working. I don't see much. We did see, somebody came in and just added, so they took 308 contracts, and then they added another 339 contracts. So someone's coming in there buying the 1.5 million ounces just for yucks and giggles every day. That's how we're over 300 million. It's not showing me the volume. Amazing, right? A glitch at the CME, a glitch at the CFTC, where they even said they're not posting any commitment of traders report because of the hunger strike in Congress. Oh my God, America, good luck. You don't deserve a smooth landing. That's all I think. All right, those of you who are stocking up on Theta and T-Fuel, T-Drop made a big run. I'm not that excited yet about T-Drop, but there'll be more T-Drop in the future. Right now, the main undervalued one is Theta Fuel, because Theta Network doesn't work without Theta Fuel. T-Drop doesn't work without Theta Fuel. They all are contingent on Theta Fuel price being high enough to incentivize the sharing of computer devices. So keep an eye on that. And they announced a new soccer team, got a new patent. Every month they're doing like 20 things that one other crypto, if they just did one of these things, it'd be a major accomplishment. Theta's doing 20 a month and not going anywhere the price, because it's rigged. And it won't be rigged for long. So get it while you can. All right. Here's an interesting article, and I'm like, wow, when you think about it, could virtual power plants ease the strain on the U.S. power grid? As China adopts virtual power plants, VPPs, will the U.S. be next? VPPs digitally connect assets like EV chargers, smart thermostats, and batteries to support the grid. Sound familiar? Sounds like an edge node, except with power devices. This provides reliable, clean power at a fraction of the cost to traditional plants. Now, again, the only way this works is if people are incentivized to do it. And that's what Theta, the network that Theta created, the edge nodes, you have to be incentivized to share your computer. This will be, you got to be incentivized to share the extra power you have on your EV charger, on your smart thermostat, and in your batteries. Well, you don't have to recreate the wheel here. Theta could be implemented. So I said this to Mitch Liu. Hey, Theta team, you need to look into this. Not that they need more to do. My God, right? It's insane what they're doing already. But this is almost identical to what the Theta Edge node is doing, sharing excess capacity. This would be sharing excess power, excess battery storage. It's the exact same thing. as was implemented by Theta with computers. And they're even talking about digitally connecting it, meaning you got to use Reggie's patent. It's so crazy. But yeah, if Theta had any time, I'd say look into this. Virtual power plants ease the strain. The flexible technology could save households and businesses money amid rising electricity demand. Anyway, run after it if you guys think it's worthwhile. Again, Theta is the crypto you want to hold. I believe Theta Fuel even more than Theta at this current ratio of 21 to 1 or whatever it is. By the way, T-Drop tripled today and then pulled back a little. So we've seen Theta go up 10x in the blink of an eye. I think we're going to see it really soon. So make sure you're not late to the party. Get your T-Fuel. T-Fuel definitely. Theta, do you want to swap Theta for T-Fuel? If you have too much Theta, dollar-wise, dollar for dollar, and looking at T-Fuel, I'd recommend at least 50-50 value-wise in dollar terms. But I do think T-Fuel will double what Theta will do in this next run. And it's going to be big. I mean, we're talking many, many multiples of where it is right now. All across America, these crazy lefties are being paid to go out and create this fake... It's all funded by the deep state, by the pedophiles, by Gates and all the jackasses, Soros families. It's called No Kings. It's all bullshit. So they're going to cause riots, and the idea that the left is trying to pull off now is to destroy America. So they're going to cause havoc, and it's all going to be white intellectuals or really stupid kids, mostly white. There's a lot of black people in there. Not many Mexicans, believe it or not. And that's what they're saying. Oh, my God, Trump's going after the Mexicans. No, he's going after people who illegally came into our country under Joe Biden. I blame Joe Biden more than I blame the people who came into our country. He opened the door. He invited them in. But they still knew they were breaking the law. So just go home. You want to get all the illegals out, at least the South Americans, out of the United States? I don't recommend it because there's an amazing amount of great people, but you get the real hard criminals out. Let silver trade freely because all the South American countries have a hell of a lot of silver. They should be the richest countries in the world, and everybody would run out of America gladfully. You think they want to be here? It's hard to speak the language. They're going after opportunity. And if they call home and their brother and sister and aunt and uncle say, oh my God, we're all getting rich off the silver stuff, you got to come home, they'll literally that day jump on one of Trump's free plane rides home for illegal aliens. I think he's still doing that. That was a brilliant idea. But you got to let these countries thrive. Give them their silver now. Pay them their silver now. Anyway, so yeah, I expect a lot of riots and fights, and then the left is going to say, oh my God, the Gestapo of Trump and the police coming down on our poor little protesters, peaceful protesters. Here's a great example of what we're going to see. So here's this crazy chick who's just yelling at the ICE people. She's been doing it for days. So she's telling ICE people who are stationed on the roof to jump. And she keeps yelling, like, point blank, how they need to die and all this. Just crazy liberal, Berkeley probably graduate. And check out what they do to her. I don't wish harm on anybody, but this was more than deserved.
You're fucking stupid. You're actually fucking stupid. You're gonna body check it because megaphone.
Who is talking to you? No. Hey, this is the line that they created.
Bear spray. Listen to this cry. This will be the cry of the left and those falling for the con that you need to protest your government on the No Kings protest.
The news left like bitches.
I can't get in.
I told y'all, you faggot bitches.
What do you expect? You get in the police force's face, you're telling them to kill themselves. They're going to hit a point where they're like, I'm surprised they didn't like body slam her and drag her off. I'm sorry. My sympathy for people like this. I live in California. I know way too many of them. And they're all talk and no action. I mean, what's she doing point blank screaming at cops in their face when she knows they all have mace and the rubber bullets they can shoot her with? She think she'd just get away with it? Now she's going to be the spokesmodel for the left, the No Kings riots, and that scream will be laughed about by the right, and then it's just going to get more and more ugly. As the famous Rodney King said, can't we all just get along? Jesus. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Buy silver. Buy as much silver as you can and watch the cabal fade. I'm hearing rumblings that between now and the end of the year, at least 4 large banks will go down. And can they bail them out? That's kind of the question. Remember, they're looking for a 3-day weekend, maybe even Thanksgiving 4-day weekend. But the banks are once again on the firing seat, and delinquencies are going through the roof, especially commercial real estate. And banks can't survive that. They're leveraged to the hilt. It's great when they're they create money out of thin air. They get $1 million in deposits and they lend out $10 million. They're making bank. They're making a ton of money. Problem is when that reverses, they got to sell those assets and there's no one to sell them to. And all it has to drop is 10%, and all of a sudden you've lost all your equity because you over-leveraged yourself. And that's how it all melts down. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Go to roadtour.com, subscribe today, and get all the behind-the-scenes info. We're currently giving away 1 Veritasium token on a paper wallet, mailed to your front door with every private road subscription. Go check it out. I'll talk to you guys later.